What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have an 03 E-550s. We don't get no E-550s, but today we got one, and I want to give a big shout out to Architectural Products Inc. of Royal Lake, Michigan for reaching out to me through the internet and bringing their vehicle to me. We got a fuel leak, we got a hard start when cold, and we had a power concern that we verified is okay with fuel pressure. Come with me tonight as we fix the fuel leak and figure out why it's starting hard when cold. All right, guys, let's go. All right, another shout out before we start. One of my customers, Fred, you know who you are. Thanks so much for hooking us up with this sweet light from Harbor Freight. And tonight, we are gonna use that so I can show everybody where we're working. As I was explaining to you guys why this thing came in, that has a problem with the glow plug relay. Hey, Junior, turn the key on. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna listen for the audible click that we hear. Okay, off. Okay, listen for that click. Okay, you hear that click? That tells me that the PCM is grounding the control side of the relay and additionally reading the correct temperature value from the engine oil temp sensor. If the engine oil temp sensor was not reading correctly, or if it was reading operating temperature, the glow plug relay is not going to come on. It only comes on when you are cold. Additionally, if you did not hear that clicking noise, that is a good indication that you could have one or two problems. You could have a wiring issue, or the PCM is at fault itself. I'm going to put a link in the description below for the other 7.3 liter hard start, no start videos for cold weather temperatures. I got a lot of views on them, a lot of good information in it. And if your 7.3 does not start, you need to follow this video in the description so that you can fix your 7.3 right the first time. But today, I've already diagnosed it. We have a good click, and the test light did not illuminate when it clicked. So what I did was I got a little hammer and a screwdriver, and as soon as he turned the key on, I heard the click. I dinked it with the hammer, and the glow plugs, or my test light, came on. In fact, let me show you real quick exactly what I did. When I was out in the lot, this thing was just cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking. And I'm like, all right, let's stop. Let's verify if our glow plugs are working. The first thing I told Junior here, I was like, let's listen for that click. Turn the key on, turn the key off, turn the key on, and I heard it. I knew what was going on, but I just couldn't verify if power was being transferred. So what we're gonna do is I have my test light on the other side of the glow plug relay. If you see that one, let me see if I can point to it. If you notice, I'm sorry. Oh, there goes my hammer. There goes my hammer, dude. I don't know if you guys can notice, but the one to the left of my lead is the hot. If you guys see this relay in front, that is the intake air heater. The one behind it is the glow plug relay. So I have my lead on the other side, and we're gonna turn the key on. Okay, us messing with it, the glow plug relay is now working. Turn it back off, turn it back on. Okay, I wonder if I could tap the relay, see if I can make this. You can see I just saw the light kind of fluctuate. Off, on. Okay. There's something going on with the relay. Take my word that it was not functioning, hence the reason we are here. The other reason why this thing is here is we have to replace, this is the kit that you'll need to fix your fuel leak, and additionally the glow plug relay part number is that. So I know this might be a little over the road with going back and forth with stuff, but I just want to show you guys I don't do too many E-550s, let alone a glow plug relay or fuel water drain valve. So I'm going to show you guys how PTT is going to do it, and if you want, you guys can do it the same way. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get this doghouse cover off. Alright, once you get the doghouse off this old relic, we're going to be taking this 10 mil nut off, as well as the other 10 mil nut. This whole heat shield cover will pull right off. Alright, we got that big cover off. We had one fatality. One of the studs busted, but we still have one, so I think we're still going to be in good shape. But you can see it's still really crammed in there. We are going to go ahead and take this off, but before we do that, I want to get the front side of this box taken off, the whole air cleaner assembly and whatnot, and let's see if we can get this shot again, but with nothing in our way right here. Alright, so here we are back with a bunch of stuff removed. Like I said, we took that plastic black box out. We took the air filter snorkel that was coming off the air filter to the turbo, and my light just died. Fred, I used this all day and it just died, so that's definitely a plus. Here's our glow plug relay right here. Intake air heater relay. This is our glow plug relay. But you can barely see our water drain yellow drain valve right there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this intake off. I got two 8 millis, an 8 milli clamp here. I'm going to stuff some rags down in here so we don't have any debris fall down, but I think that's going to be the best way and most accessible way to get to this part you can't even see. So let's get this a little more tore down and get to the repair area. Alright, so we're back up front, and I did it just like the 6.0 style, except I had to go a little further, but I wound up taking all the cowl little 5.5s off and pulling it forward. I took the bracket off that was holding that big bolt connector that you guys all know about. And was able just to get it more out of our way. So now that I can totally get my hands in here and use some tools to get this out. But the bigger problem I ran into was in the Econoline, how are you going to turn that yellow drain valve? Let me see if I can get a shot for you guys. How are you going to turn that yellow drain valve? See that hole in there? That has a tethered cable that goes underneath. Envision with me. It connects here, goes underneath the intake, underneath the turbo, and comes up, and is supposed to be twanged right on the trans dipstick tube. Well, apparently it hasn't been moved in quite some time because it was pretty much seized in here. So what I was able to do, I WD'd here, in and out, in and out, in and out. It is totally free, and it can now be utilized to properly drain the water separator on the 7.3. You don't see too many of these. The last one I did was probably 10 years ago, no lie. I haven't done many of these, but here we are 10 years later, and we are now making videos to repair this. So here's the drain. So here's the drain valve kit and all of its little parts that it comes with. 2 new O-rings, 4 new bolts, and again, that is the part number. So like I was telling you, the hole in the yellow thing is what goes on this cable and is supposed to sit there in such a way that'll allow you to pull on that cable, and then that will allow this to pivot. So now you know. Alright, next we're going to switch over to that glow plug relay, the second reason why this vehicle's here for us. And again, that part number. I have already got the GoPro set up, and we're going to switch over to that right now. And I'm going to show you guys how to remove this relay. Remember, this is the intake air heater element relay. So I'm going to move this map sensor hose from our intake and get it out of our way. We got two 13s, or you can use a half. We got a 3/8 and 10 millis holding this down. Here we go. Yay, I got it. I'm gonna go ahead and just work this one up. I'm gonna verify that this washer is kind of glued on here with the electrical connection that was when it was made with. So again, this is hot. So I'm just gonna kind of prop it away from anything metal, kind of right against that other relay. Crack these little guys loose. One. And there's two. Gonna go ahead and just kind of set them to the side. They're not hot. And I'm gonna come in here with my 10 milli. I'm gonna rip these two nuts out that are holding this relay on. Okay, old relay out. You guys can check it out. Looks just like a old 7.3 relay, old style. No, it's not a lot of light. So here you go. You guys can see it. Looks just like a old 7.3 relay. I would say this is the original one. Doesn't look like it's in too bad of shape, but for whatever reason, the power was not being transferred internally from here to here. So when I had the test light on and it did not light when I was out in the lot, as soon as I gave it a little love tap here on the side, you can see my hammer marks with the screwdriver, it immediately clicked over, so I knew that this was the culprit. So right there, made in USA, baby. New one doesn't say that. This is a Motorcraft one, brand new out of the box. Even has an international number down there if you guys check that out. You guys can see that. But yeah, we're just gonna reverse the removal process and set our little guys up. Get our 10 millis back down on there. Let me put our little guys back on. And then we got our 13s or your halves, whatever ones you guys want to use. And then we got our B+. You can see the washer now just started to separate as I went back down. Oh. Okay, now that we finally got it all torqued down and tight, we can see that it wasn't that hard to do. Unfortunately, it is tucked down in here. But next we are going to have to get access to that bloody fuel water drain. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is right here. That's gonna be a toughie, but maybe we can get a little better angle here. We're gonna have to take this bracket off right here. I don't know, feels like we got a couple of 10s holding this on. Ooh, them guys are tight. Okay, that was the bracket for that line you saw us trying to lube up. But we got, I don't know if you guys can see that, I have 4 bolts. I have 2 here and 2 down below, and it's going to be kind of tough to show you guys, but we're going to need to remove that. I'm going to show you what it looks like with it out on the bench. Alright, here it is on the bench. Got it off. It is really, really nasty, but I want you guys to take a look at this. Look how flat these O-rings are compared to these ones. Look at that. And you look across that plane, look how flat them guys are. You can't even see them. These ones, nice, fat, plump, ready to go on. So it was kind of a tighty to get in there. Had to finagle. You guys saw on the GoPro what we had to do, but what I'm going to try to do now is clean that stuff off, the yellow remnants of the old O-rings, and then I will have to try to get that spout on the drain in that rubber thing you see right by the connector that it will not focus on. So we're going to get the new one put in, and I'll start it by hands, and once we're all assembled in, I'll get back with you guys. Alright, I've gotten everything installed. I got our new glow plug relay, our new fuel water drain valve right in there, and we lubed up the cable and reorientated it from where it broke. And you guys can see now I'm going to pull the cable, and now the customer is going to be able to drain his fuel water from his bowl. And you can see I just shut it. Thanks so much for Architectural Products Inc. for reaching out to me. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. If anybody's ever had to replace their glow plug relay and or their fuel water drain valve on their 7.3. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, sub, share, and I'll catch you guys next Friday. See ya!